Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Contract Hours. I'm a teacher at an inner city school. For a couple of weeks I'd been showing up around 7:12 to 7:15 instead of 7:10. My daughter's daycare is under construction and I have to park across the street and walk her in. A few extra minutes, nothing crazy. Admin didn't care. I got reprimanded and had a mark put on my file. You are paid for working 7:10 to 2:22. Be here on time. Got it. Message received. Now here's the context they conveniently ignored. Once school ends at 2:02, I usually open the weight room for our athletes. I was a college athlete myself and know my way around a gym. I'd supervise the kids, help them train and hang out until their coaches arrived around 3:15. No pay, no official role. Just something I did because the kids loved it. I loved it and it kept them engaged and out of trouble. But hey, I'm only paid until 2:22, so I stopped. One day, just one day, I posted on our site that I wouldn't be staying after school. Several phones were stolen from the locker room. The weight room door got broken into. Kids ran wild through the halls. A teacher got knocked into and had to go to urgent care. Police were called. Admin calls me in. Why weren't you watching them? Because I'm only paid until 2:22. Remember? I was just doing that for free, unofficially. Cue panicked silence. The very next day, a district-wide email goes out. Job posting. After school weight room coach. Admin puts me aside and asks if I'd consider applying. Sure. Now it's costing them money. The next story is called Extra Hour Off. Over 20 years ago, my workplace had a nice tradition. Early dismissal the day before a holiday. Most staff worked 8 to 4 and on those days we'd usually be out by 1. Simple, civilized, but HR noticed a problem. People were taking liberties, coming in early and leaving even earlier, or showing up late and still walking out at 1. So HR cracked down. The director at the time sent out a memo declaring that early dismissal days were now considered regular work days. You must come in at your normal time, take your normal breaks and leave at 1 p.m. Period. Also, by law, if you work more than 6 hours you must be given a lunch break. I read this memo and thought, so I come in at 8, take my unpaid lunch at 12 and come back at 1, just to clock out? Wouldn't it make more sense to just work straight through from 8 to 1 and leave? So I replied to the email. Reply all. Would it be okay to skip lunch and just work a straight 5 hours? Seems more efficient. Me and the HR director had a bit of history. I wasn't exactly a model employee at the time, and I had a bad habit of quoting the rulebook, especially when management ignored it. Apparently, she saw my name and didn't even read the message. She just hit reply and typed, "There is no discussion. It is a regular workday. You start at your regular time. Take breaks at your regular time and leave at 1 p.m. All caps. To everyone." Well, okay then. So, what happened? Now everyone comes in at 8, takes their regular 15-minute break at 9 and then goes on unpaid lunch from 12 to 1, only to walk back in at 1 just to punch out. They mandated a wasted hour for the entire staff. And for over 2 decades, this policy held firm. That one memo and her all-caps rage reply accidentally gave every employee on early dismissal days an extra hour of free time and no cost to them. We are 10 minutes from a major shopping area, so people use that time to run errands, grab last-minute gifts or just enjoy a breather. All they had to do was pop back in and clock out. A few years ago they updated the policy, so you only needed to work 5 hours total. Great for early birds. But we are still told to take all breaks at the same time, even if it makes no sense. The third story is called Stop Wasting Time. I work as a cashier at a small hardware store. You know the type. Regulars come in, chat about weekend projects, ask for advice, and generally enjoy the human touch. Well, last week, my manager, Dave, who worships at the altar of efficiency, pulled me aside. I had been chatting with one of our regulars about his backyard deck build. Dave didn't like that. Stop wasting time with customers. Scan items, take payment, done. No one cares about your little conversations. Fine, Dave. Now I've gone full robot mode. No eye contact, no small talk. Just scan, beep, cash or card, beep, back, have a nice day. Next. I've stuck to it for a week. Customers are noticeably thrown off. One older gentleman asked, "You okay, kid? You're usually so shady." I just shrugged and said, "Store policy." Sales have dipped. Our regulars are less happy. Yesterday, one of them actually complained. Said the store had lost its charm. Guess who had to take that call? Now Dave is grumpy and glaring at me from behind the counter, but he can't say a word. I'm doing exactly what he told me. The next story is called Dumb New Rules. I used to work part-time at a burger joint with a drive-thru. I usually worked the window. That's where I met Suzanne, one of our most particular regulars. She was sharp-tongued, picky, and wouldn't hesitate to snap at you if you got even one small thing wrong. But she liked me. I took the time to chat when it wasn't busy, and under the pricket she was honestly pretty nice. Then came Jack, our new GM. He was brought in to fix the store, though none of us thought it was broken. Originally hired as assistant GM, but when the owner fired our actual GM, Jack got promoted. He was the kind of manager who thinks lecturing the whole staff mid-shift about smiling more is good leadership. Part of our drive-thru process involved putting a numbered sticker on the customer's side mirror, so the runners would know which car was which. But Susan didn't like the stickers on her mirror. She insisted it went on the door instead. She was convinced even a tiny obstruction could cause an accident. No big deal. We did this all the time when we couldn't reach mirrors. But Jack didn't like it. He made a new rule. Stickers go on the mirror. No exceptions. I tried to explain Susan's concern. Didn't matter. He didn't want to hear it. So the next time Susan pulled up, I put the sticker right on her mirror. She immediately frowned and snapped. "What are you doing? That doesn't go there. I've told you." I calmly explained that there was a new rule. Stickers must go on mirrors. I even mentioned that it came directly from Jack. My hands were tied. I didn't see what happened next, but I definitely heard about it. Suzanne got her food, asked the runner to get Jack, and then unleashed fury upon him in the parking lot. I'm told it was a masterclass in public scolding. By the end of the day, the rule was quietly revised. Place sticker on mirror, unless customer requests otherwise. Looks like we found the exception after all. The last story is called Contract Restrictions. When I first joined this company, they had several offices spread across a nearby city. In their infinite wisdom, they added a clause to my contract, stating I could be assigned to any office within the city. This way they could shuttle me around as they pleased. Not ideal, but I needed the job. Fast forward a few years, and all of those satellite offices were gone. The company consolidated into one building. Also, that little "you can work anywhere in the city" clause was quietly removed from new contracts. But mine still had it. Then came the big change. Our entire department got outsourced. Due to UK laws, the new company had to honor our original contracts, mine included. The new company decided to reallocate staff all over the country. Some were expected to commute several hours or uproot their lives. But when they got to me, they had a problem. That little clause, the one they once added to give themselves more control, now completely limited where they could send me. It clearly stated I could only be assigned within the local city, and they had no other office nearby. So I stayed. While others got scattered, I kept my chair warm at the only location allowed in my contract. Years later, I got insourced back to the original company. And wouldn't you know it, they tried to send me on a multi-day assignment halfway across the country. I smiled, tapped the old faithful clause in my contract and said, "I'm only assigned within the city. That's what you wanted, remember?" They backed off. There's something truly satisfying about turning a clause they originally wrote to control me into a shield against them. Corporate irony, served cold. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.